Welcome to TrailManners, the podcast so dedicated to mountain trails and running that they broadcast out of a 78 Volkswagen bus in the mountains. Who does that? Eric and Joel are your hosts and will bring you the trail life as you may have not heard it before. You hear about everything from gear reviews, nutrition to keep you upright and moving forward, and they'll even bring guests into the bus for conversations that you won't hear anywhere else. It's time for some running adventures on a higher elevation. The old 78 Volkswagen bus is fired up and headed to the mountains. Here are your hosts for TrailManners, proudly representing the 801 with their passion and love for the trails, Eric Manning and Joel Hatch.
Hello and welcome to the TrailManners podcast, episode number 136. Our guests today are Ken and Janae Richardson from Utah Running Shop. The TrailManners podcast is produced every week for your enjoyment, and show notes are found at trailmanners.com. Come back often, and please feel free to add the podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TrailManners. If you're so inclined, TrailManners would really appreciate any contributions via our Patreon account at patreon.com/TrailManners. All links are in the show notes. Now let's get after it. All right, welcome to the TrailManners podcast, episode number 136, and this is actually a special episode for a lot of reasons.
You can say that.
Uh-oh. He just ruined it. So Joel Hatch is back behind the mic, folks. He's been away, but he had to get involved with this show.
Yeah.
For many reasons. But today we're excited to have on the podcast, we have Ken and Janae Richardson from, well, a lot of things, but we'll start off with just UtahRunning.com.
Right.
Been doing that for how many years, just to kick us off?
Yeah, well, it's been 10 years. Into 2009 is when we started UtahRunning.com. And we've got some exciting, fun things that we're going to be talking about. So we're excited to have Joel here with us, back on with him, and
thanks.
Bring him out of retirement.
Mini retirement.
Yeah, mini retirement.
He looks aged a little bit from the last time.
Yeah, the beard's
I saw
looking
him.
a little gray.
Yeah. Well, I got my beard back, right?
Last time I saw him, I didn't
His old
recognize
baby
him.
face. Yeah.
He was standing 5 feet in front of me. I had no idea who he was. So
it's all creeping, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get too far, but just your backgrounds a little bit. Not running, being in Utah, whatever
right.
else. So let's start there.
Do you want me to start or you
go
start?
ahead. Go ahead and start,
Okay.
Janae.
So, my background, I grew up in Idaho. So I'm an Idaho gal, and just grew up loving sports and the outdoors. My family was big into that kind of stuff. Started running in junior high just because my friends were running. I didn't want to miss out on hanging out with them. And so started with junior high and then ended up being pretty decent at it. I had a coach in high school tell me that maybe I could run in college, and I told him he was crazy. I wasn't running a step after high school.
Right.
And but he planted that seed, and so when the time came, I looked at Weber State University and had heard they had a good track program, so came to Ogden, Utah,
right,
to run track at Weber State, and it was an awesome experience. I had a good time there, great friends and great coaches, and really learned to love running there, and then have just kept doing it since. So.
Yeah, and actually, one of the highlights for her at Weber State was that she met me.
True.
And so I came to run cross country and track at Weber as well.
Right.
And that's where Janae and I met, and the rest is history. So we stuck around the Ogden area. We absolutely love the Ogden area. And Utah was a great middle ground for us. Her parents lived in Idaho. My parents lived in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And so it was great for us to stay here, and then Ogden just grew on us, and we stuck around, and we've been here ever since.
Now, were you a cross-country runner at Weber? I can't remember.
Yeah. So I ran cross-country. I ran the steeplechase. I went to NCAAs a couple times with the steeplechase.
Right.
And really enjoyed my time at Weber as well.
And so you guys just stuck around. Now, I think it's interesting that Janae left out the part where she met you at Weber, but that was the first thing you remember.
I thought he was going to lead into that with his whole background. He just jumped right to it.
Yeah. Well, what's another piece she left out is that she's a baller.
Yeah.
I mean, you should see her play basketball.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's like a
that.
1.5 difference in height. I mean, not that much. That's an exaggeration.
That's probably pretty close
she,
to that.
Yeah. But she can ball.
Nice.
Yeah,
did you play basketball in high school?
I played all through high school.
Did you? That's awesome.
Yep, I did. It was my
Muggsy
first
Bogues
love.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time with it. I grew up. This is a shout out to my hometown brothers in the neighborhood. They were the ones that taught me how to play. I was kind of a hung out with all the boys in the neighborhood and played, and they taught me how to do it.
Cool.
So
What part of Idaho was it?
Idaho Falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I like Idaho Falls.
It was a
actually.
good place
I
to
like
grow
driving
up.
through it.
I like going to the falls. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Snake River's cool. It's
Oh,
windy
yeah,
there,
Snake's
though.
cool.
It's really windy.
Yeah.
Your strategy was always to draft behind somebody for a few laps before you took the lead.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Ken, I mean, you didn't really tell him about your high school.
Yeah, so I
Background?
graduated from Bingham High,
Okay.
which is down in South Jordan.
Okay.
And my junior year, Bingham, we were national champions. And so really strong high school program. And in 1996, Chick Hislop was the Olympic distance coach. And so that's really kind of, there's the draw to Weber
Right.
was Chick Hislop. And for me, you know, my time and my experience at Weber was life-changing. And that's really one of the things that Janae and I are really passionate about, is that we want to change people's lives. I know that sounds kind of like, ooh, kind of the touchy-feely vision, happy, this is what
Miss
we want
America
to do
pageant
stuff.
answer.
Yeah. But
World
but
peace.
really,
We want world
like,
peace.
running has been such an impactful thing for us in our lives that it's been really fun for us to have UtahRunning.com and to have the Utah running community and the changes and the impact that we've been able to make for our friends and our family and people in the community. It's been really cool.
So what is UtahRunning.com?
So our definition of UtahRunning.com is that it's a community where we provide resources and information to help people become better runners.
Right.
That's really kind of the intent. So we have clubs throughout the state. We provide information and resources on the website. We have an expert panel that we put together
Right.
where people can have the resources and information they need to train and become better.
In fact, Joel's been on our expert panel.
Yeah,
Joel
used to be. Yeah.
Yeah, Joel's been on the expert panel. It's good stuff.
Long time ago.
And so that's really kind of the intent with Utah Running, is to provide information and resources. In the past, we really kind of drove revenue through advertising.
Right.
And we've switched that now, where we're going to be incorporating Utah Running Shop. We've got a store that we've opened up in Ogden. We took
Like a
over
physical
Peak Performance.
store.
Yeah, physical store. So we took over Peak Performance. We purchased Peak Performance, and that store is we've been working on getting the inventory up and getting everything kind of queued up and ready to go. So this
Right.
weekend we'll have a grand opening for Utah Running Shop.
So he's just nailing it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. We're at Utah Running Shop.
We are.
We are in the shop.
Which is right next door to one of Joel and mine's favorite places to eat.
Yes.
Slackwater.
Slackwater.
Yeah.
Ours too.
Ours too. We
Yeah.
This is
love
a problem, you
Slackwater.
guys.
It is
Yeah.
a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to know a worse problem? That's where I live. You can see my apartments
Oh,
right
no.
there.
Oh yeah, that
Is
is
the worst
that,
Right through
you
the
just
window.
walk right
Yeah.
to Slackwater.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, what do I
Yeah.
feel like? It's 10 o'clock at night. Maybe I'll go get a beautiful disaster from Slackwater.
Oh, my gosh.
Sleep on that, right?
There's a gut bomb before bed.
Right.
That's right.
But it
You
makes
can't go wrong with anything
You just
over
have
there.
sugar
No, you
sweats
can't.
the rest of the night. So you guys do UtahRunning.com, which you guys have been doing for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do the groups. You guys? I think there's some coaching on there, opportunities if someone's looking for coaching.
Yeah, so with the club, basically one of my passions is coaching. I love doing that. I started out helping out at like Davis High School and the junior high out in Roy, and but once we started having kids, and I stayed at home and was coaching people on the side, but I could really only handle maybe 4 or 5 clients, and that was about all the time I had. And so with the Utah Running Club, every week I'm putting out training plans for the entire group. Most, just suggested runs from a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. There's 3 different options depending on where you're at.
Right.
Give them a couple workouts a week if they want, and then suggested runs besides that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how that basic coaching works. But then we do have, if people want more than that, more customized, we'll do that as well.
Right.
We also have, Ken didn't mention our racing teams. So we have kind of 3 tiers. We have our Utah Running Club that takes in everybody.
Right.
But within that, we have our racing team that people have to qualify for. Usually, so the way we do it is it's 70th percentile or above to qualify, so an age-graded result.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you get all sorts of perks with it. But it's usually like the people that do well in their age divisions, or sometimes those that qualify for Boston Marathon. That's kind of the level of runner to be on the racing team. And then from there, we have an elite team. And that's usually about 25 runners in the state. They are, finishing fairly well in the local races especially. And so we've tried to take what we enjoyed about running, like in the high school level and the college level, which was the team and the people that we got to do it with, and create something for people post-high school, post-college, to bring people back together, because there's a lot of power in groups, So that's what we're doing there with the coaching.
That team experience is something that we really enjoyed, and I think that's one of the things that Utah Running Club can offer is a team experience for people after they're done running in high school, after they're done running in college, and a team experience for people who never experienced that. Because we met with a guy that he started running, 3 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
And he's lost, 20 or 30 pounds. He's lost a fair amount of weight, and he's just quite a bit more healthy, and just really excited about the club and about the team experience that he's having with the club. And that's one thing that people can do as well. And then, trying to get people good information. So Janae, her master's degree is in exercise science. We've got the panel of experts that can provide information. And that's really one thing that helps improve longevity for runners, is because runners are notorious for getting injured or being injured. Right.
You guys know this, right?
I heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't like you. That's not fair.
And I'm wanting proof of it.
But the advantage is that with more information and better resources, you can stay healthy, and you can come back from being injured, or you can know what you need to do to stay healthy.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I think is going to be really fun as we've seen the club grow. And the other thing too. Should we announce it?
Do it.
Let's do it. This is the event. This is the announcement. But we're going to launch. We're going to have a trail team as well. So this is something that we're really excited.
So
about.
we're honorary members, right?
Got to be.
Automatically.
Boom.
Right?
Automatically.
We're grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the lowest, which is fine.
Yeah.
We're okay with that.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
So you're doing a trail team.
This year we're going to be launching a trail team, and we're going to kind of sort through all the final details of how many people will be on that trail team. But their focus will obviously be doing trail races and kind of pushing the trail scene.
Right.
And helping people to shift, if they haven't done trail races or trained on the trails a lot, shift into that and knowledge and understanding about that.
Right.
As well as basic things like, this is where the trailhead is.
Yeah.
These are the things that you can do.
That's huge. That's huge for some people.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Right.
Yep. And we've dealt with that.
It's always easier if people
years.
can show you where to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or talk to you about that transition from road to trail. There's a lot of people intimidated by that.
Yeah, or they're so worried that I can't keep my pace up.
Yeah, my 7-minute mile doesn't work on the
then
hills.
You're like, don't worry about that.
It doesn't work.
Don't worry about the total miles, right?
It's
going to be
it's
different.
time on the feet and having fun.
That's really cool. Are you going to kind of? I know you're still talking about it, but is it going to be a tiered thing as well, kind of like mirroring your road stuff?
Well, it'll be like similar to the racing team.
Yeah.
There'll be some type of
like
qualification or selection process for it,
which is a little bit different for trail running.
Yeah, right.
You don't always. I mean, some races have those kind of elevation graded results or whatever, right?
They can go off the ultra sign up percentage. Right?
Yeah,
that could be a way to do it.
Use it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
but then you'd
good.
have I don't know how you do it on the road side, but I mean you got 100-mile races, 50-mile races, so different. Like some people are 50Kers.
Yeah, that's their specialty.
But may not be 100 or 200.
Right.
So yeah.
It might have to be more of maybe submitting running resumes and going off of more than just a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Who
think.
looks good and what color top.
True. Right.
Yeah.
And
their social
if they
media
look good
draw.
in that rabbit gear.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys were looking at?
Yeah, we look at everything.
Oh yeah.
Like if your eyes don't match your top, sometimes that throws people off.
It does.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. It's all got to coordinate.
Trail running's about looking good, man.
Yes.
Having the gear, right?
Yep.
That's what
Like
I need,
mud on
that's
your
what I need to
legs
do
looking
because I look
good, or-
good, That's good. I need to switch to trail running.
There you
You
go.
do. Yeah, because there's a lot less pressure on that side.
Yeah,
right?
a lot
As
less.
long as you show up, you're looking pretty good, and you're ready to have fun.
You look legit, then
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your chances are pretty good.
Does that include spitting? Because Ken's really good at spitting when he runs. So
Yes.
You got to
Is
match
that-
that
is
with
that-
farmer blow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the
okay,
two
Ken's
things.
gonna be really good then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be.
He'll
And
fit
then,
right
and
in.
then
Totally-
using
I'm
the
totally
bathroom in the
transitioning.
woods.
Yeah, bathroom in the
done.
woods.
Yeah, done. I hit all three of those: spitting,
Yeah.
farmer blow, using the bathroom in the woods.
So he'll be the captain of the trail team.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That'll be some pretty nice coaching, right?
Yeah, that's,
How to do the proper snot rocket.
That's right.
That'll be the first
That's
one.
no,
Yeah,
that's true.
lessons
Some
101.
people don't know how to do
yeah,
that.
we've seen it.
Yeah,
It's scary to try the
they
first
snot
time.
all over themselves.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not a good look.
Because you know you're gonna have some mess ups at first.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that's always the scary part.
What color to wear. Well, that's really cool. I'm excited. So when are
Yeah.
you thinking about potentially starting to get that out there?
Well, we were talking about, just with the season and the weather,
Right.
what time that would be, but probably in the next couple months.
So their focus is going to be more local stuff at first.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean everything we obviously, because we're Utah running,
Right.
so we want it to be local, and so part of the requirement for the team members is they have to run 6 races in Utah
That's for
For
the
the year.
roads or the
for the
trail?
roads.
For the
yeah.
roads.
So yeah, and with the trails that might be different, right? Because
Yeah,
they're doing
right.
longer.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you
Um,
got somebody that specializes in shorter stuff, then
Just
they
got to
can-
find
they can
that
easily do
race
6,
too.
Right.
No
but you
problem.
got to find that race too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like how many?
But and that's what
10K
we tell the
trail races are
roads. The roads groups, like we just say, like it could be a 5K. It could be a
Right.
local July 4th 5K. But those are still people that we want you guys out in front of and talking
Right.
to and helping.
Wearing the
so
yellow.
wearing the yellow jerseys.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, we've had quite a few over the years ask, do you guys have a trail team?
Right.
And we say no, we don't, but you can still join our other teams, and we'd love to have some people representing on the trails. So
Right.
this will just be more focused and give people, I think, just that tight knit group that
Yeah.
trail running already has. So
Mhm.
it'll be fun.
That's cool.
That is cool because it is. I mean, you mentioned it. Trail running's a really tight knit group
Yeah.
everywhere you go. I mean,
Yep.
it's super inclusive. Don't get me wrong, but it is
Right.
like really tight knit.
Right.
From what they do is a little bit different, and
Yeah.
that group stuff's kind of nice too when you're running on the trails,
Mhm.
evenings, mornings, darkness, seclusion.
Yes.
To have somebody there with you, having your 6, right?
That's right. So that way you don't get snuck up by the mountain lion.
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah.
wrestle them.
Yeah. That's still one of my
Are you
favorite
guys
stories.
talking from experience? Oh wow!
Did you hear about that? So in
No.
Fort Collins
Yeah, the
a couple
guy
weeks
that
ago.
killed
The mountain
Oh,
lion.
I did
Did you
see
watch
that.
the video?
He got
the
attacked
interview?
by the mountain lion, and he had to
Yeah.
strangle the mountain lion.
Yeah, I heard he choked it out.
Yeah.
Like straight up choked the
Yeah.
mountain lion.
So you need
So
to go
crazy.
find the video because they actually, I think a week later, they showed they interviewed him and he walked you through the whole process.
Right.
And it made it even more
Creepy.
epic. Oh no,
Oh, really?
Because after he did it, he actually had to go back to his car.
Yeah, like 3 miles to
Yeah.
get back to his car.
He's bleeding
After
everywhere.
he choked out the mountain
Yeah,
lion.
he was bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
He talks about how it latched on. It was awesome.
You're
The
not
black
really
lion
good at
was
that.
not going to let go of his arm until he killed it.
Yeah. I grabbed my dog and we wrestled for a bit after because I'm like, I want
Just
to
to
practice.
practice.
yeah.
Just to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, how did this happen? And I was like,
You're like, come on,
wrestling.
Gunner,
That
bite me.
sounds really fun for your dog.
Oh, he had a blast.
Yeah,
he was
he's like,
excited.
dang, why don't we do this more often?
Yeah, he got some treats after.
that's
No, that was super. Well, me and Jill saw a mountain lion before on a trail up here.
Yeah.
Visually, and it kind of came back to what would we do?
Yeah.
And we talked,
I would run faster. Hope that you couldn't keep up.
I would just trip you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'd just
Yeah.
be gone. But no, I mean, because we've talked about kind of the same thing, and we're getting off topic, but if someone gets hurt, there's been a lot more people
True.
getting injured and deaths in
Mhm.
trail running.
Right.
And so it's like I've always talked to myself, okay, what if we're out there and Joel got hurt? I've never even thought about what I would do if he fell and got hurt. So I'm like, oh,
Right.
man. So
I know, you couldn't carry me.
Oh, I could carry you.
I thought
Not
it was
far.
just about being faster than the person you're with.
That's
so
what
that
it
you know
is.
you're
I mean,
going to be okay.
Rub some
It
huckleberry
is.
gel on their back
Yeah,
and take
exactly.
off. You know?
Good luck. See you later.
It's been a fun
Catnip.
ride.
Catnip in your hair.
Wow.
It's been a fun ride. I've never been 100% committed to you, and this is why.
Don't turn off your watch, though, in case it drags you somewhere we can find you
That's
later.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't want to miss those miles.
All right, so you do UtahRunning.com, but now it's the new step, right? And
Yeah.
I got to admit, I feel a little jealous. Me and Joel, for years, have always kind of funnily talked about how fun it would be to open a shop. Not
fun, but not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to worry about sales.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the financial part.
We just want to sit in it all day.
We want to hang out.
Yeah.
Cut up and have fun.
And we were pretty upset because we did Park City Run Company.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever went to their shop.
I never.
It
did.
was
Absolutely coolest run shop I've ever been in.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And I mean, they're gone. They're not
Right.
in what. But we were like, man, if this wasn't in Park City, we would literally do all our podcasts here.
Yep.
We would hang out here all day long.
Right.
Because they had a coffee shop in the run shop, too.
And,
Oh,
They
cool.
sold
and a
like
place to
bagels
eat.
and stuff.
And a place
really?
to eat right next door.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the Mexican place next door is really good.
But now
But
you guys
better
have
than
you guys-
pizza?
We got Slackwater.
Slackwater.
Nothing's
wins.
better than
Good.
Slackwater.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
and every once in a while, Joe would send me this. Hey, look at this spot. This would be cool. And I'd be like, don't even go down this road. With me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is like I loved running. So now you guys, Utah Running Shop, the newest edition. Why?
Go for it, Janae. You
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a loaded question. There's a lot of reasons. Like Ken said, we thought about it for a while and just hadn't ever felt quite right to open up a shop. But this opportunity came and it did. It felt good and we got really excited about it. And that's always kind of one of our things is if we're really excited about it, it's it's something that we want to look into further. And so yeah, it all fell into place and it worked out. I think one thing we really are passionate about is Ogden.
Right.
And so the idea of having a locally owned running store here, which it was. I mean, we purchased Peak Performance, and we're just rebranding it to Utah Running Shop. So it was a locally owned running store, but we just saw the potential to really tap into that and to just expand it and grow it. In fact, I actually worked at Peak Performance right out of college. When
this
Anthony Gallegos
Up on Harrison?
Was this
Yeah.
back
It
up
was
there?
on Harrison.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's come full circle.
I've always had, a place in my heart for it, and so when the opportunity came, it just came full circle, and it was just going to be fun. So part of it was the local, just a strong local running store presence. We wanted to bring that back to Ogden, and then we just saw it as an opportunity to support our teams and our club, kind of get rid of the middleman, kind of have a direct way to do that.
Right.
And then just another way to interact personally with the community and get that direct feedback, find out what people want, what else can we do to help. We have a lot of great sources and networks. I mean, we brought in Ben Van Beekum to manage the store.
Right.
He's got some awesome experience. He's got some not only store managing experience, but running experience. He's an accomplished runner.
He is.
And so that's something that we feel strongly about, just with our expert panel. We want to bring in people that know their stuff,
Right.
can answer questions, because that's what you can't get online when you're
Right.
purchasing something. You can't go online and get a gait analysis and have
No.
somebody tell you this is the type of shoe you should be in, or this is the racing flat you should race in, or so we've got people in here that can answer those questions, and people come in and hang out and feel comfortable, and that's really what we want with a running store here. So
I think one of those things that you mentioned that is so huge that I don't think enough people understand, and it goes back to what Ken said, injury, right?
Right.
So if you're in the wrong shoe, you're going to get injured, and you're not going to be successful. You're not going to enjoy
You're not
it.
gonna like
So
it, yeah.
if you're ordering online, because we
You don't know
see
what
it all
you're
the
gonna
time
get.
through social media. It's like, oh, this new shoe's coming out. I'm
Right.
jumping all over it. They get
Right.
it. They run in it. They're hurt. You can't send it back now, right?
Right.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
They're stuck with this $160 shoe, and they're hurt. You come into a shop where you got, like you mentioned, an expert panel. You're going to get fine-tuned. It's like test driving a car, really. It's like, what do you want in the car?
yeah, how does this
Right.
feel?
What's the
How
safety
does
rating?
it look?
Right?
How does it look?
Right.
Right? Does
Yeah.
it
You
look
can
good
see?
with my outfit? Right?
Yeah, right?
That
And
is
you got-
important.
You got matching socks.
We got mirrors to check and
True.
see if it does.
That's
Do you have the latest Walmsley sock? I don't see that. We need to get that here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's such an important thing is
Yeah.
getting the right piece for you.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Right.
I'm just looking at a wall in front of me, and there's just shoes everywhere, and shoes come out all the time. It's like, what's the drop on the shoe? What's the, is it for, someone that has plantar fasciitis? I mean, people don't know
They don't know.
most of that until they try
Right.
it on.
Right.
The stack heights and the lugs and the toe box, and I mean, there's just so many variables, and without having somebody help you, a lot of times you can get the wrong shoe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's important to have that local knowledge that is true knowledge, not the weekender knowledge.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
Because right now the problem that we have is everybody thinks they're an expert, right?
Right.
Everybody thinks that they can be a coach
because they ran a race.
Because they ran a marathon.
Yeah.
I could do that. I can coach somebody.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that's truly good at what they do, and they've been doing it for a while, and they have the education, and they have the personal experience, meaning that they can interact with somebody and they care, that goes such a long way. I will revisit that store over and over again if I find that is there.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been lacking that here in Ogden for a long time.
Right.
And that's really kind
about.
of the void that we want to fill. And we're excited about kind of the foundation that Peak Performance built, and we're really looking forward to this rebrand and transition to Utah Running Shop and bringing in some of the expertise and the knowledge and the experience, and our hope is that makes a difference for people,
right?
In the way in the shoes that they wear, in the way that they train, and the results that they get. That's where I think that we're really going to be excited to see the success is those types of differences that it makes for people when they come in again to get their next pair of shoes and they've done I trained for my half or I did a 5K or whatever it is they did in between.
Well, I think you have that, talking about it earlier, you kind of have that, I don't know, that tribal feel, right? The person knows you.
Yeah.
You come into the shop, Ben's in here now, but hey, if I want to run this race, he's run the race. And we talk about that with coaching, local stuff. Okay, well, I want to run the trails. What's going on up here? Well, here's where you start. Here's where you go. So it's not just a place to buy a pair of shoes.
Right.
Buy
Get some
a pair
information,
of socks.
be educated.
Yeah, get some information and feel comfortable with what you're doing, right? And not feel like you're coming in and it's being spoken down to. Right.
Yeah.
I've had experiences. I'll say this. I'm like 4 to 6 mil drop feels good on my foot. Anything more really hurts my Achilles, and like anything less I struggle with. So I've gone into different places before and said, I'm kind of looking at this, like, oh, you should try this shoe out. It just barely came out, and it's like a 9 mil drop. I'm like,
or 11.
I think you just missed what I'm telling you. I'm not looking for heels for my my ball, right?
That's my Saturday night outfit.
That's my Saturday night slackwater outfit. Yes. I want to show the calves off, That's
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the toning.
But I think it's when you go in and feel comfortable and someone's not trying to sell you a shoe because they need to hit sales, right? They're trying to make it what you need, right? So we kind of talked about a little bit. What can people expect when they come in? You've talked about the rebranding, new ownership. What can people expect when they come to Utah Running Shop?
I think one thing that they'll get that's different from what was happening before is, we're really focused on getting people into the right shoe with a gait analysis.
Okay.
And so we've obviously Janae's got some experience with her master's degree, and we've worked with some other local therapists and local experts on what are the best things for us to do. So we'll be doing a gait analysis where we'll actually do a video analysis of the gait. And Ben is, his degree is in athletic training. Really, so someone knowledgeable can look at and do an analysis on your stride, what shoe's going to be best. That's where some of that knowledge and experience will come in. The other thing too is we really are trying to get feedback from people on what they want in.
Right.
Well, these are the shoes that I want to see, or this is the nutrition that I want to see.
Right.
Even just before we started, we were talking about Squirrel's Nut Butter.
Yeah, Squirrel's Nut Butter, Spring Energy, and Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yep. Those are the three.
Like, those are three things.
And we're listening because we want to know.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe some examples of that, like we brought in EFS, we brought in Martin, we brought in UCAN.
Right.
So those things on the nutrition side, those are things that we've heard people say, hey, this is what we want in, and that's what we're trying to get in. I think that's one difference between us and maybe some other local shops is, we're not – the advantage of being local is that we don't have a national buyer that's in Colorado buying for us.
Right, telling you have to carry this.
Yeah. We can pick what we want to carry, and granted, there's some decisions as far as like inventory and cash flow and all that kind of stuff.
No.
We can't carry it all.
Yeah.
But we really are trying to get in the stuff that people want, and obviously the stuff that's going to sell.
True.
Because that's what's going to keep us around. But I think Janae mentioned briefly earlier is that getting that feedback from people, that's really what I think is going to be a big difference that people can expect is that we'll try to listen to the feedback and do our best to get the products in that people want, do our best to get you into the right shoe, listen to you when you come in and say, hey, I want a pair of heels.
Yeah.
We can send you somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
Or
I go to Route 21 to get my top.
Yeah. If you want a pair of running shoes, you can come in here.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about, too, I mean, we've had our online Utah running shop for a little bit. We haven't done a ton with it yet.
Right.
And we'll be doing more, obviously, now that we have a store front to back it.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the taglines on there is runner tested, runner approved.
Right.
So there's obviously a lot of choices of shoes out there, apparel. We want to be that group where, we've brought it in, we've tried it out. This is what we found is the best. We're going to take the decision making out of it for you.
Mm-hmm.
We will still have some options, but you can come in here and get something and know that it's going to be a quality product and that it works well, it's functional, and it looks good. And we're going to try to have all those things for people when they come in here. The other thing, too, is, and I mentioned it a little earlier as well, but I want it to be a place where when people come in, they feel comfortable right away.
Right.
I'd love for it to be like a hangout spot for anybody, trail runners, road runners, people just getting into it, people that have been doing it a long time. I want to be able to make any of those people feel like they could come in here and get the information they need, but just feel like this is their local store.
Right. I think one of the advantages that you're going to have, besides having the expert knowledge on your staff, is your location.
Mm-hmm.
You're right next to the Ogden River Parkway, right?
Yeah.
So people can come here, they can park, they can go for a little run, come back to the store, buy something, and then go over to Slackwire.
Right.
That's a great location to have.
No, it is. It's an awesome spot.
Yeah.
And this area it's just growing. I mean, I think we're seeing a ton of growth over on 25th Street, but it's just expanding from there.
Right.
And so we're excited about that, too, as I think we're just even more going to be right in the hub of everything going on. So it's a fun area.
And I like what you say. I think for me, when I think of a run shop or something, it's just something that, like, community-wise, right? It's like you're part of the community. You're not just a store, and you've mentioned that. It's a place where, I mean, my ideal run store was kind of like a twist with Park City Run, but a place you go in, it's like Norm from Cheers. You walk in the door.
Right. Yeah. Everybody knows
they
you.
know you.
Everybody knows you.
Yeah, and you know the person in there, and it's like a little hangout. It's like, hey, let's go for a run. We'll meet at the Parkway. I mean, just from here, it's a few miles, but you can get to the trails from the Parkway, so it's a few miles to that. Yeah. So I think it's just that whole, that community involvement to me, which is, you see a lot of run shops. The running event in Texas, one of the things they always talk about is how to keep your brick and mortar in with all the online sales. And I don't know, me and Joel have talked about it for years. It's that community.
It is.
That's really the difference maker.
And the feel when you walk in.
If you listen to the community.
I like the display of the nutrition right now because it's wood, it's warmth, it feels comfortable. It draws me in, right, to go over there and look.
Yeah, and that's all Janae.
Yeah.
Because
you got to keep that up. You know
the
what
look
I mean?
and feel, I'm just like, sure. Whatever.
But it's easy.
We need shoes.
To
get
go around
shoes,
and look.
get inventory in, get nutrition in.
Right. Thanks, Joel. Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to do.
That was the first thing I noticed when I walked in. I was like,
I
like
want
this.
to block you off. I want you to,
Yeah,
come
thanks
in
a lot,
and take
Joel.
look.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
We actually, Ken and I, we differ a little bit, but we complement each other.
Right.
Because that has been my focus coming in here is how does it look? How does it feel?
The flow.
I wanted to bring in that downtown Ogden feel where we got kind of some more wood in here, some outdoorsy feel to it. We'll have a lot more this weekend.
Nice.
We're working on some wood benches right now. And
that's what I'll say. You got a place for me to sit when I come.
Yeah.
I can work from here.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually
jump on the Wi-Fi.
He's like, gosh, I wonder if I can start recording podcasts over there. So if you can get him like a little corner.
Yeah, right there. You can just jump in the fitting room.
Some comfy
that'll be like your spot.
I'll be in the fitting room doing an interview. Someone comes in to try. So can you wait a minute?
You're like, that's not your color.
Go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the keys to my car. Seats recline. Right out of there.
Wow. Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, right.
A little creepy,
That's
but
where I changed.
No,
my
we would love that. Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
Yeah, because I think to me, it's a good feel. I like what you guys are doing. I said I've been in the shop before, but I purposely waited till we did this podcast to come back in.
Right.
So, for you guys, what are some of those early challenges that you guys see with, you talk about it, you can't carry everything, right?
Yeah.
So you got to pick and choose maybe right out of the gate. You already have some overhead. You've got some additional costs because you're starting your business.
Right.
What are some of the early challenges that you guys have right now that you're trying to work through?
I think one of the big challenges that we've done a pretty good job of working through is inventory levels. I mean, when we first took over, I had Ben track how many times somebody walked out because we didn't have their size.
Oh, nice.
And there was one week where I was like, man, we cannot have that many people walk out.
Really?
And so just getting shoes in, getting inventory levels up so that we've got a little bit of a buffer and a little bit of a cushion so that we've got a lot of variety on shoes and a lot of variety on sizes.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the challenges, too, is just knowing what people want, getting feedback from people, and getting open and honest feedback from people so that we get and that's part of the reason why we've got like so much nutrition now versus what they had before.
Right.
I think it's something that people will really respond to. But those are the challenges that I think about is inventory, what product do we bring in? And I think Janae's done a really good job of the challenges of, like, how does the store look? How does the store feel?
Right.
I mean, we were here till midnight, one Friday, painting, just making it look and feel a little bit different. And I think Janae's done a really good job of that piece.
Yeah, I think it has just been the balance of, obviously if we had all the money we wanted, we could make it just amazing,
Right.
So balancing budget, but still making it different and fresh and new,
Mm-hmm.
and exciting. So that's probably been the challenge for me as I've kind of taken on just the look and feel of it, is doing some of those things, but knowing that, the real focus needs to be to have the product in here for people to have access to what they need to stay healthy and to keep running. So.
Well, I imagine it is a challenge. I mean, you brought it up with sizing, but there's so much on the market, both on the trail and roadside, whether it's nutrition. I mean, nutrition, you could fill this whole store with different nutrition, with anything else. I mean, there's all these challenges that you have. So it's trying to find what the people want, right? And you don't, like you said, you don't want them coming in without a shoe size, but I think kind of the same thing. How many, just in goo itself, how many flavors? It's like, I'm looking for this flavor. Oh, they don't have
There's
it.
only one flavor.
Oh, blueberry
No,
pomegranate?
have you seen the hoppy one?
Oh, s'mores? That's
s'mores,
good.
that's the only flavor that
Did you
counts.
see the hoppy one?
The hoppy one. Like a bunny rabbit hoppy?
IPA.
No way.
I swear.
That sounds really
It's like
gross.
a special edition. I'm like, but I mean, it's just like they have, the different, you have run gum, right?
Right,
It doesn't take up a lot of space, but it's huge. A lot of people like that stuff.
They do.
And the same with shoes. I mean, there's so many shoes. And just for fun, you take a Solomon shoe.
Right.
How many trail shoes does Solomon have? It's
too many to name.
It is. It's like you can't carry it all. So I think that's where you talk about listening and just getting a feel for you guys. It's, that's why you're here, is to listen to what people just need to understand you can't carry it all.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and one advantage though too is sometimes when we don't carry it, we can
order it.
Yeah. We can do a special order for you. We can bring it in, and it's something that we can do because we're a locally owned shop and the relationships that we have with our vendors. And that's one of the challenges that we're continuing to work through too, is just continue to establish those relationships with vendors, finding out who the contact is, finding out who our rep is, and getting to the right people to get product in.
Well, so here's a little challenge for our listeners. We'll just throw out there. What does Utah Running Shop need? Right.
Yeah.
In our listeners' eyes, what do you want? Me and Joel have already thrown out spring gel because we both like that, and you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, spring, rabbit, squirrel's nut butter.
You can't find anywhere. We use that all. That's a Friday night, just hanging out, right? Watching TV. You're bored. You grab your squirrel's nut butter,
right? Getting it ready for Saturday morning.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just
picking the hairs out of it.
Bring your squirrel's nut butter over to Slackwater.
Set it on the table. No, but I mean, it's like there's so much out there, right? And I think you guys have already done a really good job of bringing in some variety.
Thanks.
You've got some, obviously nutrition. There's massage recovery tools, I think, which is huge.
Right.
And also knowing how to use these tools, I think is huge. A lot of people, I've seen this and I've heard this story, people buy recovery tools based on, I saw an ad on Facebook.
Or
no
their
idea
favorite athletes using it.
Yeah, and they have no idea how to use it.
Yeah.
Right? So you come into a shop, they'll actually show you the proper way to use it because you can hurt yourself, which I found out with foam rolling. You can hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But it'd be fun for the listeners to say what's something that Utah running shops should have if they could. At a la carte, what would some stuff be? Because I think that's important.
Yeah, we'd love to hear what people have to say.
So what do you guys have planned, not just the store-wise? I know, what's today, Wednesday? We're launching the show in like an hour. But the group runs, I think you do group runs on Tuesday evenings still?
Yeah, Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock. There's always a group run from the shop. So
is that year-round, or is that specific to a season?
Oh, I think it's been year-round.
Yeah, we run year-round. That's how we roll.
Yeah, that's a true.
I didn't know how those road runners did things. In there,
yeah,
they just wear sleeves with their singlet.
Do they?
Yeah.
Underneath the singlet.
Right. No, yeah. So that's year-round. There's a Tuesday night run at 6 o'clock from the shop.
And what's the distance you guys do?
Anything that people want. Yeah. There's actually some people that come and they walk.
Yeah, I've come to one before, and there's a walking group. And
usually it's anywhere between walking a couple miles to running like 8.
And do you guys run on the Parkway?
Most of the time we run on the Parkway. Sometimes we're going to Ogden.
Okay.
Sometimes if people go longer, they'll go up towards Rainbow and jump on the trails and come back.
All right.
And that's those Tuesday nights. We do have for Utah Running Club, we have a Tuesday morning group that meets together Tuesday mornings.
At 5:30 a.m.
Yeah,
see,
nice and early.
We're used to that.
We're used to that.
Okay.
It's a little late for us.
There's a Thursday.
True, it is.
Last year during the summer, we did a Thursday evening up on the trails.
Right.
And we'll probably start that again.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then Saturday, we do some Saturday runs.
Is that for the club and not the shop? Just does the Tuesday night and the other stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, Tuesday nights always from the shop. Okay. But the club runs are open to anybody.
Okay, you don't have to be in the club or
no, just come.
Do you guys ever do track workouts?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Sometimes
the Tuesday mornings
We've threatened
will be
to do
that.
those.
I know.
Yeah,
that's why I brought that up.
You could do hill repeats up on the trails, or hill repeats from the track, like up towards the mountain.
Up 29th Street or something.
I do hill repeats on my stairs right now. That's a
good point. That is a couple flights.
So that's good that you have that opportunity because it's, again, I stress this all the time on so many shows. It's just a lot of people that are nervous getting into trail running or nervous getting into running.
Right.
You know, it's like, well, you hear it all the time, I'm too slow. I'm not fast enough to keep up. But I don't think they understand when you come to these, it's just like I said, I came to a Tuesday night run and I brought my daughter. She doesn't run. We kind of walked, and there are people completely walking, and of course we had some speedsters,
right?
But just that whole inclusiveness, it's just getting over that,
right?
Like me going to yoga hump, right? It's like,
right,
I'm just not quite there yet.
You just got to start. Thing,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you come once, I think you realize that people are really welcoming, and and I even think, you know, even if you start together and everyone kind of is going the same direction, and you know that people are close by, I mean, that's super helpful. We've really tried to make it so that, you know, anybody can come to these group runs. You don't have to be a signed up member. I mean, it's only $5 a month to be a member, so we've tried to keep it pretty reasonable. The difference is if you are a member. Did you already talk about this?
I haven't.
Okay.
No.
So
that's good. I was going to ask.
Yeah. So the difference is just that you get tapped into a lot of perks with being a member. So you get discounts here at the store. You get 15% off everything. We probably have a list of 30-plus races right now where you get discounts anywhere from 15 to 30% off races.
And this is for $5?
$5 a month.
That's a good deal.
That just seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what we think, too. But
we've tried to make it that way, that it really is, it really just kind of helps cover some of the costs, but that it really is just kind of a no-brainer. Like, this makes sense for me to do this, to have these resources. It makes sense for me to do this, and it's going to help me to get into running. Or help me to make that transition to start, and that's what really makes the difference. Is once you get started, then people feel like they're a part of the community and they can be engaged and they stay healthy, or they have the resources to get healthy, and then they can have running be a part of their lives.
And I think one of the things that I just couldn't believe is just the friendships you make. Right.
Right.
It's just absolutely, like, I look at my friendships now with the people, and They basically come within the last 10 to 15 years.
From running.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I was a hardcore soccer guy. I grew up here locally, so I had friends, but the people that I associate with it's not because we run, but it's just that common things we have in common. You know,
find people that are more similar to you within that group, within that little niche.
Yep. And I'm friends with super fast people. Even though I'm not. So, I mean, that doesn't make a difference. I'm not looking at Joel when I say that. Super fun people.
So Joel kind of puff up a little bit.
No, but I think that's important. And I think, again, it kind of goes back. Now you've got, a great conduit as well to kind of just add to the whole package, I guess, with the run shop.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense. But I also think it's important for people to, if you've come to the shop before, previously Peak, that you come back. Right. Things are different.
Yeah.
And it's like anytime you see any type of business sold, restaurants or anything, it always says under new management. And there's a reason for that. Right?
Good point.
There's a reason for that. They want you to know, hey, things are different now.
Things are going to be different,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
And anytime that happens, I mean, just knowing you guys and everything you've done, the difference is for the good. Right. It's just to improve it and make it better. And you guys keep bringing up Ogden, which I love because I love Ogden, and that's just that community feel and knowing the area. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's important. So what do you got this weekend? So I'm launching this for this. What's going on this weekend? It's like a big, is it the grand opening kind of?
Yeah, we're kind of labeling it as that. We can't decide if it's reopening or opening because we've been open.
It's
grand
It's
reopening.
grand.
It's just
grand
gonna be grand.
reopening.
Yeah.
Grand
So
opening.
The soft launch has already been.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've been open, but we got new signage. We're gonna have not all, but a lot of our new decor in here, the benches, the wood stuff. So that people can come check that out. But we also have a lot of fun things lined up with the weekend as far as guest speakers and giveaways.
Nice.
We're gonna kick it off Friday. All day we'll have some big savings in the store, but Friday evening at 5, Riley Cook, he's a local elite runner. He's going to come and talk about the Ogden Marathon and race nutrition Friday evening, so that will be fun. And then Saturday morning, we are going to do a fun run, just kind of out on the parkway. But before that, we're going to do a ribbon cutting, and we've got Mayor Caldwell and his wife Katrina coming in to do the ribbon cutting for us. So they're super nice.
What time is that happening?
That's going to be 9 a.m.
Do you guys have really big scissors for
Yeah,
that?
we do.
Okay, where do you get
They're
big
awesome.
scissors?
We're borrowing them from our friends.
we're borrowing
I don't
them.
know.
Okay, I've always wondered where you get the big scissors.
I think there's a rental for that.
Yeah.
Is there?
There probably is.
They're going to be
Scissors.com.
They're going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where you rent. It's like, where do you rent a bear?
And what do you do with them after?
Yeah,
Right? That's
you
why
hang
we're
them on
borrowing
your
them. I
wall.
don't know.
So that's why there's a market for it somewhere.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need a
Maybe
new,
we should start carrying them here in the store.
There you go.
Yeah.
Rent them out.
I would rent big scissors. I would rent some just to run with them and take a picture.
Would you be holding them with your hand around the blade part?
Yeah.
Or
They're
would
so,
you
they're
be-
so
careful
big,
when
I
you
would
run with
open them
scissors.
You know?
and run
As
with
you're
one of
walking
each. Yeah,
down,
just like a
fine.
big hedge trimmers.
Yes.
Oh, right, on the trails.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Clear
There you
the
go.
path,
Actually-
head coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we make
No
shorts to carry
lion's
those.
going to attack you with those.
Yeah.
You don't have to play dead with those.
No, you don't. You can
No.
make
Dude,
dead.
Cougars would run away from you. You don't need to worry about choking them out.
Kitty, kitty. So we've got the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, so ribbon cutting, the run, and then afterwards we're going to have a pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
Ooh, Eric's
So-
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pancakes?
Say what?
Yeah.
What kind of toppings you gonna have for the pancakes?
Ooh,
Just
I don't know.
syrup,
Tasty
Just
stuff.
yummy.
sugar.
Yeah,
It might
be
for
butter
sure it's
jelly.
gonna have sugar in it.
Hey man, I get around with pancakes.
Fried chicken.
Yeah. Right. Well,
I'm just saying.
Chicken and waffles. You've had chicken and waffles.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, so
I'm just saying. That sounds really good.
So
Yeah.
so that'll be
And
fun.
this-
And then we have Coach Hislop. He's going to
Legend.
come in and talk, and
Right.
we have. Do you guys know Brad Anderson?
Yeah.
Well, he lives here locally. He grew up in Morgan and was in a car accident in high school. He was a great athlete. They told him he probably wouldn't run again or even have a hard time walking, and he just has an awesome recovery,
said, "Screw that."
inspirational story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
That's
runs.
awesome.
He
Yeah.
runs. So
Is there going to be a schedule of events anywhere? Like if people
Yeah.
want to come see Brad or
Right.
Some there'll be a
So
schedule.
probably the
Or
best would
just
be our
pancakes.
Facebook page.
Okay.
Our Utah Running Shop Facebook page. We have an
Okay.
event on the page.
Okay.
And we're updating that as we go. And but that has the schedule there right now. And it would be great to have people RSVP just so we know food-wise what to expect.
Right. Should we put how many pancakes
Probably,
we think we can put down?
Yeah, like
Maybe
Eric, you might need to put a number of pancakes.
All right. It'll be Eric, and it'll be like plus 12. So it's like I'm bringing 12 people. I love a good pancake.
I know you do.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Kodiak Cakes, they're the ones who sponsored it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff.
That's what I use. Costco.
It's good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Yeah. And they're local, right? So we like that.
Yeah, Kodak's in Park City, right?
Park City.
Yeah.
My daughter doesn't know this, but her birthday's coming up, and I bought her a crepe maker because she's always wanted one.
Crepes are good.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about
Bring it.
Do we need to tell her to not listen to the podcast?
She doesn't listen anyway.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't listen anyway.
I was going to say, it's going to give away the surprise.
But not surprise.
Surprise,
I got her
you
Hugh
a crepe
Jackman
maker.
tickets. Hugh Jackman's coming to town to sing. I got her Hugh
Dad
Jackman.
of the Year award.
Dave Matthews Band tickets. She doesn't know. She doesn't listen. She's got a week.
Tempting fate now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. If,
No,
if one of you listeners tell her, you're done.
You're done for.
Like, I will block you from this
Joke's on
podcast.
you.
So I'll lose one of the 5 listeners we have if I have to. No, so that'll be fun. So that's an all day, and there's discounts, like you mentioned, in the store.
Yeah.
And they can get their gate analysis.
Right.
And I think it's just fun, not just that, but just come support.
Yeah. Come meet the new owners.
The new owners.
Yeah.
Come support a good local business.
And come give us your feedback.
Yeah. And give some.
What do you want
good,
in here?
Yeah, some good feedback. Is there going to be a box with, with a little
Like
notes you can put in?
suggestion?
Well, you don't need a box because we'll be here.
You'll
Just
be
talk
here.
to us.
Well,
Tell us.
I was thinking even because we're going to have like a stand-up desk that people could sign up for the club or look up race events or whatever online. But maybe we'll have like just a document there that they can
like
stick
what
in
would
some
you like to
feedback.
see?
Yeah.
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 That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'd love to have people come out and support this, and I'm definitely swinging by. Not for the pancakes necessarily. I have soccer practice that day, but I will be by.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll
that's
look forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be
For
a lot
sure.
of fun to come by. What else we got? What else you have going on? So I'm excited about this trail team.
Yeah,
thing.
so
I think
this
that's
year
really
we've
we're
got
excited
some
about
really
that.
fun
Yeah.
stuff. I think launching the trail team is going to be fun. Our racing team and our elite racing team, they've got some really great races on their schedules, and we'll be participating in a ton of events throughout the state.
Right.
We have we're kind of not revamping, but we're just have some new people coming onto the expert panel this year. We did do a complete redesign of the website, and so some things have changed there. I already got some great feedback on that too. So really looking forward to some fun changes this year, being able to provide some discounts to club members for product.
I'm joining the
that
club
really helps
today.
with.
I know.
Seriously,
$5 a month.
I'm going home to join the club
Yeah.
today. I just like being part of clubs. So.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Is there a
It's
handshake?
fun.
Ooh, a secret handshake.
Yeah.
Well, we can't
Ooh.
actually talk about it on
Yeah,
the
sorry.
podcast.
Because you're a member.
Yeah.
We'll
like
show you
that.
once you're a
Sneaky,
member.
I'm
right?
excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this out there too, because our podcast is a lot of trail based. Is there going to be, like you do your group runs, is there going to be trail like club, right? You talked about the team. Is it going to be kind of like you do trail runs?
I
They'll
think
still
we'll
be part
build
of-
into that. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll still be part of the Utah Running Club.
Right.
Really just part of that community together. And
I think it'll probably start out as just like we were talking about, like maybe one run a week that's really trail focused.
Right.
But I think it will also just depend on how fast it grows and
Right.
what the need is and the different areas that we're seeing team members in. Because we started out with the teams, we didn't have the club, but that was a lot of the feedback we were getting from team members. Is it'd be nice if we had like groups to train together with, and so we brought that in, and so that's what we try to do is just take one step at a time, kind of do it in phases. But as we see a need, we're trying to fill that, and I think we'd see the same with the trail group. Is where do we want to meet up? Where do we want to train together?
Right.
How do we want to pull this all in? So
I
I think
think
it would make sense.
I'd love to be a part of something like that because we get it all the time too. Is people wanted us to do an ambassador program.
Right.
People wanted us to
Oh,
do
yeah.
training runs,
Right.
or
Yeah.
group runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense to have.
To have them do it.
Yeah, but we can be the we can talk about it though.
Yeah, we can
right?
talk about
We
it.
can talk about it. Be there, show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
bring,
we love that.
Bring some of our
you
groups, 'cause
could
we have a
show
lot of
people
that.
the secret handshake once they're in.
Yeah, that'd be
Only if they
awesome.
pay $5 a month.
And they have to be
Right.
Purex. After I shake hands, I want to make sure we're fresh. Right?
Oh, I'm like,
Right.
wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, like
Yeah. It took me a second
love
too. I was
you.
like, what? I was like, oh,
Where I
got
was
it.
like, wait,
You
what?
never
right.
know what's I'm
I
going to
think we
talk
got
about.
somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
99.999% of bacteria.
Maybe you'll sell it in small packs. right?
Like a hand wipe.
Yeah, that'd be the way to do it. Just keep that.
The secret handshake
in the
hand
rabbit
wipe.
shirt. There, that's what it is. That's how you end it.
That's how
We'll just say it involves
That's why.
spit.
That's a good one.
I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, that was neat. So yeah,
Exactly.
No, we're really excited. We were super excited when you reached out to us, and that's why again Joel's been off for a while.
Had to come back for this one.
He did. I mean, because this is what we've talked about.
I've known you for a while, Joel. It's good to have you.
And it's community, which we've always, not just the Ogden community, the running community.
Right.
We are passionate about it. We love it. So to have you guys kind of kicking it off and hearing the goal or the plan for the shop and Utah Running, I think is really cool.
And the trail team.
Yeah, and we have a lot of friends in the area that have come, to group runs and talk about it. But I think the timing's perfect. The weather's starting to change a little bit.
They're getting excited about
They're
the
getting
weather
excited.
too. Yeah.
And it's like, where do I get my new stuff?
Right.
This is the place, man.
It
It
is.
really is. And I'm excited to see it grow. Yeah. And I'm going to get some stuff on my way out because there's some stuff I want to try over
He's
there.
a sucker for buying stuff.
I really am. Once you get, ask Amer Sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep them in business usually that's why they have meetings there with me. Like, hey, Eric, we need a meeting. I'm like, oh, so sales are low. Sales are low. You need me to come in.
We'll follow the lead.
Walks out with $500 of gear.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't need 4 more jackets, though.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
you always
never
need more
have too many
jackets.
jackets.
Yeah. Thank you.
See?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're our Achilles heel. We love jackets.
Yeah.
I just got a new one.
I did too.
I actually.
I got the Patagonia Houdini Air.
Oh, did you? See, I got a Patagonia snowboard jacket.
Oh,
because it was on sale last weekend.
Yeah, I
had to get it.
That's
new
good
one.
stuff.
I can see that.
I actually don't buy any of my own clothes.
She buys them for
She
me.
buys everything. It's awesome.
I'm gonna put Joel on the
I'd
spot.
rather shop for
What's
him.
that?
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Janae,
What buyer?
what ultra runner does she remind you of?
Casey looked tight.
Oh my gosh, you nailed it right quick. Oh yeah, totally.
My look-alike?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look,
Okay.
super nice and genuine.
Yeah.
Both are really fast.
Stature.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
But she's a baller.
Yeah,
Casey's not. I don't think she's a baller.
I didn't know she was a baller till today. So you
I
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe she is.
There's lots of hidden gems
Yeah,
hiding
right.
out there.
But yeah, this is super fun. We're gonna have links on our page, right?
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
definitely have a link for the grand opening, and we just encourage, if you can't make the grand opening, encourage you to swing in because the staff they have. Obviously, we know Ben and what you have. You guys as well. You're not going to get steered wrong if you come in here at all. And I think that's important. You're going to feel comfortable. You're not going to feel like you just want to sell you a shoe when you come in for some gel. You know what I mean? And that's always the uncomfortable part going into stores. Right. I won't go to stores. There's certain stores I won't go
They'll
to.
They'll upsell you
because they follow you.
Oh, it's the worst.
What you looking at? You like that color? You like that shoe? I'm like, whoa, easy. I'm just killing time.
Give me some space.
Yeah. So, and I think
just waiting for Slackwire to open.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So we appreciate you guys. Come on. Is there anything we're missing out? Is there anything we need people to know about with the shop?
I think we've done a really good job of kind of hitting the highlights. I think the biggest thing is just let us know, give us feedback.
Right.
Anybody out there in the trail community, anybody out there that wants to run or hike or walk, let us know what you feel like we need, and we're happy to do our best to help Utah Running fill that need for you.
Right.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again for being on episode 136 of the TrailManners podcast, and bringing Joel. Our fans will be super excited to have Joel back on the mic.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
Fun. Thank you.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, it was like not missing a beat. So, but thanks for inviting us into the shop. We're super excited, and we look forward to all your guys' success, and seeing what we can do to help.
Yeah,
grow and promote and do whatever we can on our end.
Yeah, that fitting room is open whenever you're ready for another podcast.
Hold on. All right, I'm out. I'll go in there right now. I got to try something on. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. We'll have links in our comment section, so make sure you check it out. This is Eric, Joel, for Ken and Janae in Utah Running Shop, and we are out. Thank you for listening to the TrailManners podcast. We'd like to thank Ken and Janae Richardson for joining us today, and welcome Joel back for a guest appearance. We also want to encourage everybody to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at TrailManners, or swing by the website at TrailManners.com. There you can check out our store page for some gear, or hit us up on the contact page. Let us know what you want to see, who you want to hear, or if you would like to be on the show. We also love support via Patreon account at patreon.com/TrailManners. Until next time, this is Eric Manning reminding you, you don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. Now go get it.